Mm. Okay. There is this point I really want to stress. I will eventually cover, and I'm gonna be here for a few minutes, and I will call it a day. If you watch your screen, there is something I wrote there. What I wrote there is Okada is now an English word, and it's in the Oxford dictionary alongside Danfo and 27 other Nigerian words. There is a reason I made that statement, and I'm going to explain. The problem with our people is that we are completely not open to new knowledge. That old thing of garbage in, garbage out has really been our thing, and we don't want to learn. Now, yesterday I started a teaching that Ndewo is not an Igbo word, and many of you till now are not even ready to inquire if what I said about Ndewo, none of them took their time to research. Just few said, Mazi, I would like to investigate the potency of your assertion that Ndewo is not an Igbo word. The many people who commented are just busy throwing tantrums, laying insult and abuse. As usual, that is what a black man is made to do. When a black man should search for knowledge, the black man is configured to search for tantrums, to throw abuses and tantrum when he should seek for knowledge. Now, if you look at your dictionary, I said that Danfo and Okada is now an English word. Listen, Danfo, you can pick up your Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary, the one that is published around 2020, from January 2020. If you don't find the word Danfo, Okada, next tomorrow, non-indigenous, Tokumbo, inside it, tell me I will delete my page. The problem we have is this. I had an average Nigerian and average black person is so confident in his ignorance that he forgot what we call etymology. Every language borrows language. Every language, by virtue of association, migration, syncretism, and enculturation, many languages has been co-borrowed. For example, shamefully, the Igbo people are beginning to accept that Dada is not an Igbo word. Shamefully, the Igbo people are beginning to accept that Dada is also not an Igbo word, that Dada did not come from the Igbo people. They will easily tell you that Dada came from the Yoruba or the Gala. I look at them and I laugh. And I ask them, what happens to the knowledge that the Igbo people predates all these people? Not just predating them, but coexisted with them at some point. Now, when I made mention of Ndewo not being an Igbo word originally, it does not mean an insult to the Igbo people. Okay? Pascal, if you ask me a constructive question, I'll answer you. Now, let me give you shocking things that will shock you. Number one, the word school is not an English word. Pope is not an English word. Church is not an English word. All these words have their roots in other words, but it was absorbed into English language. Okay? You see people saying, meet me at the rendezvous. Rendezvous is not an English word. It's actually French. It is francophonic. Then there is this word. Which one is this? You see people sending you invitation letter. And when people send you invitation, they will add the word, maybe marriage invitation or wedding invitation, whatever you like to call it. They will add the word RSVP. Our Igbo people say that RSVP means rice and stew, very plenty. But that's not what it means, because RSVP is not actually English. What is RSVP? RSVP is actually a French expression which reads "Respondez s'il vous plaît." Respondez s'il vous plaît means when you see this, acknowledge receipt. Please, I will not entertain question on anything outside my topic today, because I just came to correct an impression. Now, if Okada, which is known to emanate from Nigeria, has made itself into the dictionary, if Danfo, which we know emanated from Lagos, has made itself into the English dictionary, 100 years to come, when you and I, who actually knows what is Danfo and where it came from, if we die and somebody is telling our children that Danfo is not an English word, that the etymology of Danfo came from Nigeria, from Lagos, the person will actually shoot, thinking that he or she is correct, that Danfo is an English word. Pick up in the English dictionary, look up the word Danfo. You will see that Danfo, your own Danfo you know from Lagos, is now an English word. Okada is now an English word. As at January 2020, 29 English word was added into the Oxford Advanced Lexical Dictionary. 29 Nigerian words, including the word tokumbo. You know what we call tokumbo? Tokumbo is what we call fairly used. So if somebody say, no gomota tokumbo, tokumbo is now in the English dictionary. 100 years to come, somebody will shoot me if I reincarnate and tell them that, do you know that tokumbo is not English? The knowledge of etymology made Africans stupid, including you and I. I repeat, the knowledge of etymology, it's what cage Africans stupid. And that is why I tell you people, bodike. The thing that I tell you people is always threatening, because it's coming from a consciousness, a vibration, a frequency higher than where you are. So what you have to do is to engage yourself in constructive research before throwing tantrum on the comment section. Okada. How many of us can if you find Okada in your dictionary, do you know if you are sitting for WAEC today and you write Okada as a noun, which means bike, that your lecturer will take it good for you if your lecturer is updated? If you want to write about a motorcycle and you write Okada, it is actually a noun accepted in the School of Learning, Standard Oxford Advanced Lexical Dictionary, published in January 2020. Okada is officially an English word. Danfo, officially an English word. There is this wrong English that we speak in Nigeria. The way I say wrong English is for the sake of the English balance. That word is next tomorrow. Instead of a day after tomorrow. The Nigerian people say next tomorrow. Because of Nigeria, they have added next tomorrow in the dictionary now. Go to your dictionary, you see. Oh, you don't know. Next tomorrow is now an English word. Why? The English language is very smart. They understood etymology and they infuse it to widen their language. So, because you came out in this life and you are hearing Ndewo, does not make Ndewo an English word, an Igbo word. Ndewo was never indigenous to our people. We have Nde, Nda, Deme, Dalo, not Ndewo. Ndewo came all the way from Sierra Leone. Our Igbo brothers returned with Ndewo as a souvenir when they were shipped back from America to Freetown, from Freetown down to Nigeria here. The Saro and the Amaro people of Yoruba can still tell you of this story I'm telling you today. But your problem is your half-baked knowledge, your inability to research. When you keep ranting like this, what happens to the intellectual ability given to you by Chukwu? When you cannot open your porous head to research, what happens to your profundity? What becomes of your IQ? Now, if you open if you want to talk about something that is fairly used now in English language, don't stress yourself saying fairly used. Write it in your WAEC, Tokumbo. You would be ticked. But where is Tokumbo originated from? Tokumbo originated from Lagos, Nigeria. A slang, a colloquial expression. Lele Tokumbo is a Yoruba word. Now, when you see this kind of words, 100 years to come, just take it, add 100 years to this age. Most of us here, in fact, almost every of us here will not be here in 100 years' time. I don't know which of us is going to live 130 years. I don't know. Now, if you add 100 years till today, in 2124, in the year 2124, Mazidibia reincarnates and is telling the people on social media that Damfo is not an English word. They will slap him because they found Damfo in the dictionary. They will call him a fool. They will call him a cloud chaser. They will call him a noisemaker. They will call him small boy. They will call him every name because knowledge eludes people who don't want to research. You don't read, you don't research, you don't study, you don't dissect information, you don't examine a fact given to you. You are only good at throwing tantrum. So if Okada is now an official English word, Damfo official English word, hold on, let me see if I can get yes, another latest English word that will blow your brain. Fam, do you know that Mama Put is officially an English word now? Mama Put. So if you want to say I'm going to a cafe, a cafeteria, no need of stressing yourself. No need of stressing yourself saying cafeteria. Just say you alighted and entered into a, don't say restaurant. Just say Mama Put. Officially, Mama Put is an English word as of 2020. But I cannot tell all this story without telling you who made it happen. I will tell you who made it happen. There is this young guy from Enugu State who failed English in his WAEC about how many times? You can verify the story. I don't want to, if I give you all the details now, you will not research. There is an Igbo guy from Enugu State who failed his WAEC not once. He failed WAEC not once. What did he fail in his WAEC? English language. But as of 2020, this same guy is now in England doing his, is it either master's or PhD? And one of his dissertation is infusing indigenous African colloquial expression, updating it into the new English language. The guy succeeded in adding Damfo, Onyibo, added Damfo to your dictionary. Okada, and about 29, with the contribution of others, 29 Nigerian expression, including Kannywood, Tokumbo, Mama Put, Damfo, Okada. K-leg. Did you hear what I just said? K-leg is now officially an English language. But you know that K-leg is an colloquial expression for somebody that is a femur, and what again is not so straight. We put it into the new word now. Now, for you to know the power of etymology, when someone is arguing that K-leg, Tokumbo, is not Nigeria, they will go to the English dictionary. Then you type etymology of Damfo. In the word they gave you, Damfo, they will show you etymology, meaning the origin of that word. They will now highlight to you that, oh, in the actual sense, the etymology of Damfo is from a Nigerian colloquial slangs, colloquial expression. Indigenous to Lagos, Okada. You people should know where is Okada now. Don't we have Okada as a city in Nigeria? That is where the word Okada originated from. Do you get my point? Now, Mama Put, the Mama Put is the most favorite. I want you to reason with me. Mama Put, Mama Put can go tell me. Officially, Mama Put is an English word. Common sense is not common. I always say this, that common sense is a blessing and also a curse. Common sense is a blessing to the people who if you have common sense, it becomes a blessing to people around you. But it becomes a curse to you. Why? People around you will enjoy the tenets of your common sense, but you will be so cursed. You will be so cursed because you have to deal with the rubbish of people around you who don't have the common sense, because you are the only person that have the common sense there. I spend my energy, my resource, my youthful power. I try to bring off constructive learning. If I choose to do content and I will make more money. I choose to do comedy, I will make more money. But I gave you Ndewo. You were so mad that how can he say that Ndewo is not Igbo? Nobody took their time to research. Just few. Nobody took the courage to say, is this young man really crazy? Let me verify before I crucify. You did not verify. You came out and you are seeing Ndewo as an English word. That does not make Ndewo as an Igbo word. That does not make Ndewo. That does not make Ndewo an Igbo word. Another thing worthy of note is this. It's just like telling you that kingship is not an Igbo thing. That is this new method of kingship where the king is not the priest. It started from the white man, from the warrant chief. When the colonial masters came, they infused warrant chief, they imposed warrant chief on us. Destroyed the spiritual priesthood. Because before now, under Zemmo Bundisi Obodo, Nani Igbo, drew every part of Igbo land. It is the priest, the head priest, the high priest, that is the king of the land. So they destroyed the high priest dynasty of our rulership and imposed warrant chief on us. So now, if I tell you that, do you know that if I trace the lineage of your kings, the only king that will tell me that they sustain their priestly ordination is Ezo the Beve. Ezo the Beve. Ezo the Beve is a person whose lineage were the kingdom of priests. Even after colonial invasion, they retained their priestly ordination. Anthony Liense, open a fraud and so done for his week. So the problem with an average black man is you are so hey, if I make an announcement that I'm going to stop teaching for 1 month, none of them that are comment section comrades will come out to make a valid teaching. You can't give what you don't have. But they become professor immediately. One tries to enlighten our people. That is when they come to your comment section to become their own professor. But if I say that I'm not teaching for 1 month, we've not seen you. So now I made a teaching that Ndewo is not Igbo. None of them. I told you, I hope you know I'm not insulting you. Don't take it too hard. This is my normal lifestyle. I made a teaching yesterday that Ndewo, I've made that teaching February 7th, 2024. This year, I made that teaching that Ndewo is not Igbo. People nearly slaughtered me. I kept short. Yesterday, I posted a video and they reposted that post. My comment section from that yesterday, the rate of abuse I received that yesterday in my social media platform, in my Instagram, in my YouTube, did I post it on YouTube? On Facebook, the insult I received was beyond repair. Even on TikTok, the insult was beyond repair. I laugh. Now, 100 years to come, when all of us must have vanished from the face of the earth, and somebody, one of us reincarnates, maybe Mazidibia reincarnates again, and he's telling the English people, do you know that this damn find in your dictionary is actually not your English word? People of your nature then will strangle him alive. This same thing you are doing now. They will presume that, how can you say that Danfo is not English without knowing the etymology of Danfo? That the etymology of Danfo is from Lagos, Nigeria. That Mama Put originated from Nigeria. That Tokumbo originated from Nigeria. That what is it called? Okada originated from Nigeria. My dear, that you woke up and saw this does not mean that it's indigenous to your people. Example, the Igwe, this new modern Igwe now. Number three that I want to point out is this: the red cap. The red cap. The red cap. Red cap. The red cap is not indigenous to Igbo people. You see this red cap? Let me show you. They say knowledge makes belief to disappear. This is my own red cap. This thing is not indigenous to the Igbo people. This thing was adopted by the Igbo people after colonial invasion. I repeat, this red cap, we came out in this life and we saw our elders wearing it, Abi. It doesn't mean that it's Igbo. This very Obumme now. It was forced on us by the colonial masters. This was forced on us when they introduced warrant chief on us. Do you hear what I said? In fact, it was Ogilisi with Abiankata and Ego Feather, Isugo. That is what our kings we are known for. Here for a king go well Ogilisi twin antenna betua. Ke ife di ki ife Abiankata nisi, ife atali, ife ata, wela ata kedie. Then welu go we tinye around nisi. That is a replica of what we have at our priestly crown before, our kingly gown, because the priest was the king. It was the warrant chiefs imposed on us that started this. We incorporated it into our culture and made it sacred. It was a product of inculturation that brought this. The same when they woke up is how this one came. That you woke up and saw red cap in Igbo land does not mean that this red cap is indigenous to us. I went for a cultural expo and I entered into that place. Somebody greeted me, Mazidibia, Ototoma, Ndewo. I became furious and I said, I love what we are doing now, but if we really want to get it right, we must promote that which is indigenous to us. A salachi, a bolachi, a potawula, itetago, a salachi. That is why I told you that when our ancestors greeted their fellow self, kachifo, kobo, they were referring to the pulse, the chi in you. Kachifo, may your chi be sustained for you till morning. May your chi be sustained for you. Kachibo, kachifo, may your chi be rekindled for you by daylight. So when someone gives you a blessing, when the person decrees upon you, kachifo, you have to reiterate by saying kaobo, because they are talking about your chi. That is why I tell people, if your vibration is high, you don't greet anybody good night. Because there is nothing spiritual about good night. But there is something deep about kachifo. Kachifo, may your chi be sustained for you till daylight. Kobo, may your pulse be rekindled by daylight. So when someone makes an affirmation upon you, kachifo, you reiterate by saying kobo is an affirmation, is a declaration. Ofoki golia, kachigi folugi, osege kankege bolugi. They came. Uhuruchi is to tell you the kickstarting of the new day. I told you that Uhuruchi is when our ancestors start counting day. That we don't count our day from morning. Rather, we count our day from evening to evening. So Uhuruchi, the eve, that is the word Uhuruchi, E-V-E, eve. Yes, I love that. A time will come when people will presume that Oga is an Igbo language. A time will come, 100 years to come now, because we are infusing it as our own now. Ogamo Msavol, Ogamo Mbaloboy. Now somebody took away Kachifo, Kobo, somebody took away Esalachi and gave you a new word, which is a derogatory, good morning. What is the origin of good morning? When they took our ancestors, they whipped them during the whipping post, during slavery era. They flogged them so much that so many of them will not survive the morning. The slave master comes in the morning. I ask them, did you have a good morning? Morning, M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G. Check it up. The word you are greeting good morning is from the word to mourn. Did you have a good morning? That is their first affirmative every morning to us. Every new day, they will come to the slave camp and say, did you have a good morning? They may not tell you the story. They may paint it whatever they want. For example, how many of us know that hello is a somebody's name? Hello, na afa mmadụ ka ọ bụ. How many of us know that hello is somebody's name? How many of us mana hello bụ afa mmadụ? How many of us know that hello bụ afa mmadụ? But the way hello has spread all over the world, if I tell you that hello is the first word spoken on phone after the patent was brought to limelight, and it became a global phenomenon. What you don't know is older than you. Nkotomo, ojuelo, even amaro, yejuganya blugogo. Now, the problem with my people is this. If you want to confirm, you can verify. This is the company that makes the best quality red cap chief we use. The name of the company is Tonak. Okay? Okay, yes, that is why I said people like you don't listen. You only hear, you don't listen. When people adopt this and inculturate it, leave it for them to be sacrosanct. The Igbo people adopted the red cap, infused it by virtue of inculturation. Leave it for them. Leave it for them before you bastardize it. Chifimo wearing red cap and wearing skirt. You don't know what it means. It means that the so-called thing that is so valued in Igbo land, nobody is actually looking after it. When we grow to the age of enlightenment, we might see no need for this. But for now, since it is held sacrosanct, let it be. Do you get my point? So the problem is, my people are so conversant with ignorance that cognitive dissonance has become the order of the day. Kelechukwu Charles ọ dịghị dalụwa 10 times. Ụbụlụ gị bụ ụbụlụ eke na ọ nwere ife dị n'ime. That na ị na-anụ oyibo mana ị da-anụ ife akwụ n'ime. There are many words that is everything you say in English language is a spell. When you pick up the English word morning, M-O-R-N, and look up the etymology, and if you find out that morning you are greeting somebody is from the word mourn, M-O-U-R-N, shame will become from your own. Morning reflect which time. Who taught them how to count time? And if you flaunt your ignorance on social media. Mbabali Ambake, enjoy the meaning of Charles now. Imalo na Charles abro, maro. So that they gave you this thing and it becomes, you came out and saw this does not mean it's right. Mary, the name they gave us, Mary. Mary means what is bitter. Ifene Stanley means ugu okute. Kenechukwu Charles iligo n'isi gị weta 1 million na nwere ya na akaụntụ gị. Comprehension is a problem for people. That is why some people listen, they don't comprehend. I told you that there are 3 levels of comprehension. The first one is understanding. I made it in my teaching last week. I've been making this teaching about the 3 levels of comprehension. When you understand, if you end in understanding, you are a fool. Because that is what the slave masters want us to become. But if you graduate your exposure from understanding to inner standing, after inner standing, you graduate to overstanding. After overstanding, you now find yourself, they will call you that, oh, this guy is outstanding. Do you get the point now? When somebody said that this guy is outstanding, this girl is outstanding. Outstanding can only happen to somebody who have understood, understood, and overstood. Outstanding is the affirmative given to somebody whose comprehension has been tested, trusted, and confirmed. So when they gave us education, they told us try and understand. When we dig deeper, we saw that education, when we understood education, we found out that education is empty. Empty. We know that, if we only get educated, we become stupid. That is why they gave you the word curriculum. Education gives you curriculum. Do you know what is curriculum? The etymology of the word curriculum is your own way, your running path, your own way. Someone have defined your scope of running. Do you get my point? Somebody have defined your path where you will run, the limit of your exposure. So they give you curriculum. 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 The word curriculum is from the word curry, which means your own way, your own path. So somebody determines what you should know and what you should not know. Now the question becomes, in knowledge there is no curriculum, but in education there is curriculum, which means in education there is a preset program that decide your scope. But in knowledge breaks protocol of propinquity. Knowledge does not give you boundary. Knowledge does not care. Knowledge is elaborate. Knowledge is infinite. But education is definite. And I begin to campaign and I said, until Africa throw away education and uphold knowledge. So many people came and said that Mazi is saying that we should stop going to school. You don't understand the English that I used. A fool is an educated person, but a knowledgeable person knows beyond what they want him. School gives you a scope of what you think. School gives you a runway, a curriculum. But knowledge gives you boundless, limitless. That is why in school they first of all limited your consciousness by telling you jack of all trade, master of none. But to show you that they themselves that told you that you can be jack of all trade and master of none, that some of them are jack of all trade and also master of all. Example, Leonardo da Vinci. In architecture, we saw the works of Leonardo da Vinci. In painting, we saw the works of Leonardo da Vinci. In fluid mechanics, we saw the works of thermodynamics of Leonardo da Vinci. In thermodynamics, we saw the works of Leonardo da Vinci. In unit operation, we saw the works of Leonardo da Vinci. Now the problem becomes, why is Leonardo da Vinci permitted to be jack of all trade? In medicine, we saw the works of Leonardo da Vinci. How will Leonardo da Vinci be a doctor, a scientist, an architect, a sculptor, a painter, an artist, different thing in one person, jack of all trade, and he was master of all, which means a spell has been casted on the black people with that phrase, jack of all trade, master of none, to limit you, to subject you to a curriculum. That was why in my school days, my professor said that I don't stay in class. And I told him boldly that staying in class is a waste. And that statement I told him has been my vision statement. What am I doing in class when you are teaching me what I already know? What am I doing there? Why don't I go and explore that knowledge? Ask my classmate. I'm not sure that from 0 to the final day of my school that I attended class 10 times. What am I doing there? And that is why they gave you notes, copy notes. When you copy notes, they are not interested in making you to see the textbook so that you can explore. The teacher limits you to the notes only. They give you assignment for copying notes. You give you 10 marks for copying notes because they are defining your curriculum. You cannot know more than the teacher. But when you study beyond your notes and go to several textbooks, cross-examine knowledge, you come back and tell your professor, sir, you are wrong. With due respect, sir, you made a mistake in equation 3. And your professor will be like, wala. And lo and behold, you could be able to prove him wrong. He will know that before the class was or prepare. So, are you educated or are you knowledgeable? I ask you again, are you educated or are you knowledgeable? I know why I'm releasing this thing for you on Monday morning, for you to shape your reality, for you to know all. Kindly be open to new knowledge. Be open to new knowledge. And that is why many people today, until I made a post I made several times, that the opposite of the word of feke is dibia. So many Igbo people does not know that ofeke is opposite of dibia. And they presume that ofeke means a slave. That is why if you call somebody ofeke, the person thinks that you are insulting them. But ofeke is not an insult. Ofeke is a position, a situation, a level of knowledge. What happens when you are an ofeke? Ofeke is someone who does not have a mastering of knowledge, wisdom, esoteric and esoteric understanding. But a dibia is that enlightened person who is a master of knowledge, wisdom, esoteric and exoteric understanding. A dibia does not understand only. A dibia understands, understand, and overstands. An ofeke person understands. A dibia overstands. So it's a privilege that I waste my youthful life trying to get information. To you, it is a waste, but to me, I know it's a gain. I invest my status, my money, my time. We source out information, we share with you. We should have done content, comedy and the music, to give us more money. But we chose new knowledge. We chose the truth. If I'm a pastor, I will make more money. I will even give you. I told you people, I can defend Christianity more than Christians. I can defend the lies of Christianity more than your religious leaders. Ebumdi amam kesi asag ibinyam akwanu mekwu nsigi onwenu go onye kpota debate ochita aja chinyem ya kan chiri ata. I can even make the Bible look truth. I saw the cheap money that comes when somebody tell you what God cannot do does not exist. I saw the cheap money that comes with it. I choose not to believe in the lie, to propagate the name Jesus and not the lie that comes with religion. I chose a tough path, a path filled with criticism. All I require of you is to comment with your sense. Don't with your right brain, not your back brain. Comment with your frontal lobe. At the end of the day, common sense is not common. Common sense is a blessing to people around the person that has the common sense, and a curse to the person that has the common sense. If I decide to make a video tomorrow and say, Viewers all over the world, I am Mazidibia, the teaching magnet, and I am sorry to announce that I am denouncing my ancestors today, that I'm trying to uphold, I was being fooled. I am sorry that I'm telling you that Jesus is Lord. This my page will grow from 100,000 followers to 10 million followers. Because of what? The algorithm favors the lie. People I started before have checked, now you verify. But the algorithm is always the problem. I will post, check where they post intellectual videos. How many views does it get? That is why I told you people I was celebrating the day our video got 1 point something million views, about 2 million views. I was dancing. You don't understand why. I was dancing because a teaching video got 2 million views. A comedy video can get 1 million views in the next 5 minutes. But if a teaching video ever gets 1 million views, oh, you should celebrate it. The algorithm works against intellectuals, promotes the lousy people you call celebrities. The condemnation of the 21st century is that you don't even know who you are celebrating. Look at Anjog, have you paid me nothing to be here? Are you paying me to be here? Kachi? 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 Bịa na atụrụ a na-achọ ịnwụ anwụ, bịa tọpịa n'ọgbụrị. Ịnụgo nna? So have you paid me anything to be here? So if Okada is an English word, Danfo is now an English word, Mama Put is now an English word, Tokumbo is now an English word. And I told you that Ndewo is originally not Igbo. You had the effrontery to throw tantrums. Igbo to no oko. Top tagodo atola on a chim would upolo doctor. The obulina choco shobu. What am I trying to say? I am asking you to use your common sense. Use your common sense. You may not appreciate my presence. The day you look for this page and you don't see, you know that there is a vacuum in your heart. But see, I thought the page, Mazidibi, and you don't find it. That day, reality will dawn on you. Bodike, bodike, that's why I always say this, may we not lose ourselves in search of ourselves. The red cap, we came out and saw them. People that gave birth to me, we are wearing red cap. I came out, I saw red cap. I thought it was an Igbo culture. I grew up, I researched, I found that it's not Igbo culture. It was in a culture, it was infused. Syncretism, it was infused into our culture. It not isn't even infused, it was imposed on us. That is why I told you Ndewo is originally not Igbo. You did not waste your 1% energy to research. You had the effrontery to call me names in Apwala. If not for if I have a comment section, some of you know this thing. If I block this lady in her bum. See how I'm gonna leave her. Now, when this young man, Mazi Oboniokoro, translated Igbo physics to Igbo language, that was when critical thinkers, comment section hero, now knew that Oboniokoro is not a physicist. But none of you saw the light to translate Igbo, to translate any of our subjects to Igbo. When he did that, I said, oh, this guy really touched me. because this is my vision. Because my specialty is chemistry. I was like, in due time, let me see if we can bring chemistry to indigenous language. Why I understood chemistry? Because I understood chemistry with everything around my environment. If I teach you mathematics with Igbo language, if not, the easiest subject on earth is maths. Now, this young man did it. That is when all your comment section hero start to talk. Charles Chibuchi Egwuogu, I can't talk with you because if you are enlightened, your name will not be Charles. That there are a level of people I talk to. For the fact that it's a slave tag name in your name, you don't deserve to talk to me. If you know the meaning of Charles, we can talk of syncretism. So when I tell people you are not in my league, I'm not saying this to massage your ego. I say this to you. Call it confidence, call it pride. You are not in my league. Because if you are enlightened, there will be no Charles in your name. And Mazaf on your child. Okeke nwanyị dị ntị njọ nwere onye ọcha na-aza okeke mana ibulu Charles na-aza. I find the meaning of Charles, no, I find the meaning of my live video. If I go to your page now, no single thing that I will see to enlighten our people. Or if you have comment section hero. Ndị isi ojii buedike pull him down. Or your nyobula na-azọ kedu ya ga-eme ka Maazị Dibia daa. Mana nwoke kwadolo ọfụma. Adị m n'Igbo, adị m n'oyibo. Etu ọbụla isi chọọ achịrị nkịta. Ifu na ifu m n'ife ike ọkpụkpụ aka etituo gị n'ala. N'ọya ka njikarịsịa unu. Ifu m n'ife ịma ngwa m ifu godu dị mkpa m ịma na ntie gị ihe nwụrụ. So that's why m na-enene unu anya nsị unu. You are just seeing me on social media. Ifu m n'ife ifu dị mkpa m egwu ama nkwe gị gwa m okwu. Etie nga aka inwe problem. That is why sometimes nenekete you nede na comment section si obu na oburo na social media bụ onye nọlụ bi ọ na-aba ifu m na ifu egwu ekweghị gwa m okwu sọsọ abụ obi m ya eme gị ịnyụọ nsị ọkụ ntị ego ogbe aka n'isi nwụrụ. Pull him down spirit. Ọ bụ na this energy iji achọ ka ịkwatuo m na iji wee kwatube ihe bịara abịa by our house, our community would have been better. Chima akwado kam because ọ bụ na mgba small size ụmụ ike chịrị mta mana ọ kwado m n'ụdị ihe niile a sị na ịbịa n'ọkpụkpụ aka nwoke na ibie nwanne ifu m n'ezi nwa m ka ịfụrụ ewere m aka kupuo gị ọnụ. Ọ bụ na Chimu mere mgba small size, you people can even intimidate me by macho. Mana nwoke ifu m n'ezi inepụ nwoke anya nwoke na enu nwoke negodu nwoke ifugodu m fụ ngabasị m egwu ama nkweghị. Some of them ya ba afụ m n'ezi ha meche mkpọtụ na comment section afụ m n'ezi ọsị m mad good morning sir nsị good morning chi na aka. Ifu m n'ezi man, you can't even have the fear to talk to me. Ifu nwoke ụjọ abịaghị n'arụ nwoke gbara agba nwoke dị very huge na ifu m n'ezi ike nke iji bụrụ ọka ezo. At the end of the day, you think that your motive is to salvage our people, and the people will be hell bent. If I choose to be a pastor today, I will make more money. If I choose to be a pastor today, the turnout will be better. But I saw the light. I decided to share the light with my brothers. Makani ikwebike onyaya na nwanne. Waja iso n'ife na provoke mana mụ na mma achọta na Ghana were aka kụ I pere ya nwoke na ibie no nwanne m ka ịbụrụ my elder brother iso Iso, because waji in the comment section and they will book Igbo. You did not research you. So Iso nifa basumi wo no to. Iso, to liberate our people, you have to suffer the pain of rejection. To liberate our people, you have to suffer the pain of bastardization. To liberate our people, you have to be ostracized even when you are doing what is right. So the truth is this: I love constructive intellectual argument, but make it constructive. Make it constructive. Don't make it tantrum. Don't make it a defamation of character. If I call upon a pastor, I call upon a pastor because I have been there. I know the Bible better. I know the lie. I know how to manipulate our people with the lie. We are taught to do that. But at the end of the day, I call the person and I always say this statement. I'm not against you as my brother. I am against the system that you represent. I don't hate nobody. The system they represent, the imperialists they represent. No, Waja, don't mind me, I'm joking. Okay? So at this point in time, all I'm saying is this: give room, give room, give room, give room, give room to common sense. If I am not here, some of us are boldly saying after having fact and figure to prove from my teachings, which means when I'm done with my time here, I'll transit to the other astral plane. Another person will come and some. We are many. That is why I tell you people, everybody have a quota to contribute. It is our job to collectively push for redemption. We collectively push for redemption because their vision statement was to keep us in this madness forever. My brother, where do you fire? If some of them for yabo, or when they abo, or when Kelsunezim Bosia, or comment section hero cob, officer Nezi Kenebe Mazi, good morning. Say a good morning, Chi. Because Iman Nolan and I kept on a Nemanja Wampe, officer Wokenez, until you understand that the thing I know can make if a Belabia buy, for can they buy where think here. I ask you a question always, and I said, how can somebody, how can somebody who have been convinced that there is a beautiful home in a faraway land ever think of anything to do for himself? If somebody have convinced you that there is a beautiful home in a faraway land, why do you struggle to make it better? If there is a beautiful home in a faraway land, let this world crumble, I don't care. I am going to my Father who is in heaven. That is the mentality they give an African child. But if you know the painful reality that there is no beautiful home more than here, you will struggle to make this place a better place. So at this point in time, Abajo promise you have to re-listen to the teaching. I've said it already here. So at this point in time, give room for learning. 100 years to come, somebody will tell you that we reincarnate again, and one of us is telling us that Danfo is English. You will tell the person no. That Danfo is actually a colloquial expression from Nigeria. The person will try to kill you. So until common sense works in your head, succeed. Not just before maybe while I ebuzo kuchi adịrị akọ mgbanụ ndị bịala idokwu ife bịa enwere ike kpụpụta ofe anụmanụ egbuo eke ya onye ọbụla esie nri naba ịghọta nnekwu nke kpụrụ ebu na-agbuo tata eke ya ịghọta nnekwu if they don't get to the root of enwere ike idokwa anything tata. Do you get my point? If I have an insult, so si kpụrụ ebu n'ugbuo ịghọta nnekwu ọ na assault go do the matter because ọ bụrụ mmadụ na-aga n'iru mmadụ na-adọchi ya ebi azụ. Enwegodo ndidi ọ bụrụ Chiedu na-akpọ m ka Ọchụugo na-akpọ m anọkwana m n'iru akwụkwọ Edu anọ m n'iru akwụkwọ aka na-abịa ọ bụrụ isi batrị m adịrọ n'ọkụ mgbe ị na-akpọ m isi batrị m kwụpụrụ akwụpụ mgbe ama m ife agbakwa onwe ya nsi gị weta ọnwa akwụ nnụnụ nsị gị chọta ịchọtara ya ịchọtabere akwụ nnụnụ wee na-akpọ m Edu jugodu mpa jụọ nna gị ochie ma nwe ebe a egote akwụ nnụnụ ebe hello I'm not in Nando, don't come. If you're Nando, man from.
Hello.
Abajo promise, go and rewatch the video. Go and rewatch the video. Of any kind of nearby. I wish no ya fun in no ebe no way. It would have made more better than Igiego. If we are in Malabo, the obio will like ya to water. I'm not in Nando, if you're going to man from. So what am I trying to say with due respect? When our people is troubled with the lies of colonization, one of our people is struggling to help us see the limelight. The best you could do is not to throw tantrum. The most important thing for you to do is to appreciate appreciate the grace. Okay? What you should strive to do is to endeavor to negative, you struggle and make research. You struggle and make research. Oh, when boy I've mentioned somebody I'm na phone sim no ka village fasibia. I've given you a tip of where your village came from. You should go now. Buchito King, thank you. So if I give you a tip of the iceberg, you dig deep. That is why you always see me telling people, don't come to my shrine. Ordinana is not for you to visit a Dibia. The first thing about Ordinana is to learn about yourself, about your people. Okay? So please. Mazimak, before you begin to preach this message of awakening, be ready for ostracization. Even your brothers will leave you. We keep bogasi. So if you see me, Ogadema, If you see me shouting, I'm not shouting because I love to raise my voice. I am speaking according to the vibration, the frequency that I transpond from. Okay? So any day you see me raising my voice, okay? So this is also me telling you that if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you are missing the biggest thing in your awakening journey. Our teaching are so unique that we give you relatable stories, even taking excerpts from the Bible. Somebody said, why do you always give excerpts from the Bible? I said, because that is the only gift the colonial master left for you that you have refused to throw away. And for me not to throw everything away and it will become a toggle, let me utilize that gift they brought to condemn you and use it to liberate you. I said it earlier that Galatians chapter 4 verse 24 exposed that the Bible is a storyline coded in Freemasonry. And what is all the thing I have to do is to use that coded lie to expose the actual truth to you. So you as a lady professing ordinary, be careful, even your fiancé will leave you. You as a man professing ordinary, be careful, even your fiancé will leave you. Your suitor may leave you, your fiancé may leave you. It may leave you. Your parents may ostracize you. You may feel dejected in your workplace. And that is why our vision statement is to create an enabling environment so that we can become a team. That is how Judaism thrived. Judaism started doing things for themselves. For those saying, Mazi, you have not done teaching on Ufondo. I said, now you do yourself, because I said, if I get 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, I will give you the foundational knowledge of Ufondo, that our ancestors has been in contact with UFOs before the white man ever knew of UFO. I've said it before. Our ancestors has been in contact with what you are calling UFO. Not just in contact, they have been traveling with it. You understand why the Igbo people say, na isi n'ufondo bia site n'ijite, na ibu atolo bete we bia no nwanene. If our ancestors can do so many things, who are you? Somebody say, please, Mazi Dibia, drop your account. Let me credit you 20,000 naira. I appreciate your effort. Thank you so much for your quintessential effort towards my job. Na kekime. Udadekwa. Daddy. Mama. Mpana boy. So if you subscribe to our YouTube channel and we get 10,000 followers, the only way I can tell you thank you is to make this teaching on UFO, how our people came from the other astral plane. Somebody said I should write down my account number. So on the screen is my account details in case you want it. Remember, it's not I'm not forcing you to do. If you want to appreciate, fine. I did not tax you. Makoda afiaro ofiabar makande ya sige na Mazi Dibia anarokwangego. It came from your support, no problem. So you have the account number on the screen. You support as you deem fit. Let me focus on what I'm saying. The day our people listen, I always make reference to the word cognitive dissonance. I have 10 more minutes or less before I wrap it up. A cognitive dissonance is a medical phenomenon in psychology where the brain has been programmed with a lie. And that lie have stood so far that the lie becomes the truth. The YouTube name, every social media you find me, I will still be the name Mazi Dibia. We are not two. Mazi Dibia on Facebook, Twitter, that is X, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I have always been Mazi Dibia. Once you type Mazi Dibia, look for my page, you will see it. Because very soon, our YouTube will be broadcasting a 24 hours TV channel. 24 hours non-stop TV channel. Where teaching on Igbo indigenous knowledge will be upheld. The video I posted about Professor Nene Chukwume, the Igbo people don't know what they have until they lose it. Professor Nene Chukwume is a walking deity. Professor Nene Chukwume is a walking deity. And it's quite painful that I've not seen any street named after Professor Nene Chukwume. I've not seen any major road, a highway, named after Professor Nene Chukwume. I've not seen where Katrina Cholono was molded and venerated. This is part of the things Mazi Dibia Foundation aims to do. Because when we build our research center, people you will see we molded there are not your regular celebrities. They will be those unsung heroes. For example, an Igbo man made an exposition on Facebook to countermount my work, my promotion of Professor Philip Emeagwali. The person wrote many dissertations that Professor Philip Emeagwali is an impostor. I said, the most painful part of the story is an Igbo man listening to the slave master kill his brother and still support the slave master. Professor Philip Emeagwali, you don't know why they are discrediting him. Because they don't want to give him credit for all he did. Now, I went in search of Professor Nene Chukwume and I discovered that Professor Nene Chukwume, whose in-law is Obi Jackson, has migrated to America for now. So, and maybe by next year, when I visit America, I will see him. But meeting Professor Nene Chukwume will be a gift because he's the only one that will understand me better. He's the only one that will understand me better. There is another doctor that I was asked to meet, but he would not really salvage his plight because he's very enlightened, but his dogma of religion will not allow him to say things the way I want to hear it. He has doctorate degree or more in metaphysics. He teaches in Unizik, but he's a Catholic priest. His dissertations are very sound, but I am scared that his dogma, colonial dogma, will not allow him to be so equivocal with me. So, but the only person that I know that we bear it all with me and we have a wonderful brainstorming, if our papa, our own papa, Professor Nene Chukwume of Nobi, even Nobi people don't know Professor Nene Chukwume. If Nobi people knows Professor Nene Chukwume that well, they would have molded him in all their streets. The truth is that Mba Amonyukwu, the likes of Professor Nene Chukwume, Katrina Cholono, and Professor Zilo, other people who have worked effortlessly to enlighten our people and our indigenous knowledge, including Philip Emeagwali, may not be appreciated until they pass on. So Fadi Zunwa, is he grounded? I need to run a profile on if he's grounded. That's why when people say, Mazi, do debate, I always tell you, let us have people that are grounded, not bringing Achikote Ekwon. Let us have people that are grounded. You see me say it on open camera that I'm staking 10 million for intellectual debate. Do you know what it means? Madden is stake 10 million for intellectual debate. For you to see how doomed Nigeria is, the winner of cowbell mathematics competition goes home with 100,000. But the winner of a reality TV show goes home with 100 million. Africa is doomed. Mathematics competition goes home with 100,000. In fact, there is a reality TV show that upholds nudity, where people are coming on camera to bring their stupidity on air. But there is no reality TV show that shows intellectual abilities, that shows brainstorming amongst creative thinkers and critical thinkers. Okay? Now, the next person I was meant to meet is Dr. Njamanze in Owerri. And Anacho Namdi, if he's grounded, you write me on mazidb@gmail.com. Write me his information, I'll contact him. From now till 6 months, I'll make sure that I have a debate and an expo with Dr. Njamanze so that we correct some errors with due respect. Okay? In time to come, those who hate me will become my greatest fans. Mind you, let me leave this word for you. A time will come that those people that antagonizes us here will be the first person that will promote us the more. No this and no peace. I've invited Dr. Bedamina. He has not responded. So if you have anybody that is on the other side, mind you, there are still good people in the other side. It is not only in Ordinana you meet intellectuals. No. So this is where I draw the curtain. I am sorry I have to cut it short now. I'm having network issue. So we see next time. Catch your phone.